everybody, it's Allison with Wishes Family Travel. I wanted to take just a few minutes in the middle of the day to reach out to you guys and explain about some fall promotions that have currently been offered for the Walt Disney World Resort, as well as also an example of why booking early can sometimes actually save more than promotions can. I know a lot of people have the misconception that by waiting for a promotion, they're actually going to see the biggest savings. In 5 years of doing this, I have found that is not always the case. So after we talk a little bit about promotions, which do provide savings, I don't want to say that they won't. We're going to talk about how in some cases they're not the best way to save. So I'm actually going to turn the screen around to show you guys something that I quickly put together. You'll still hear my voice, but you're going to see some images of some of the promotions with a little more information. I thought that might be a little more engaging than just watching me the whole time. I know I'm not always the most fun to watch when I'm talking. Stand by, I'm going to flip it around. Okay, here we go. Can you guys see this? If anybody's watching, if you could give me a thumbs up to let me know that you actually see my screen now, and we'll get started. So like I said, this is just a conversation about some of the promotions that are currently being offered for this fall for the Walt Disney World Resort. There are actually 3 offers out right now. The first that we're going to talk about is this one. This one's called the My First Disney Getaway. I don't know if you guys can actually see that. That's a mom and her daughter on Dumbo and with Cinderella Castle in the background. So the My First Disney Getaway is actually valid for Sunday through Wednesday night check-ins, August 11th through September 25th. That sounds like a really odd time to travel, but if you have younger children who are not yet in school, this is actually an ideal time to be at Walt Disney World, simply because crowds are going to be so much lower. Schools in Florida are going to have started back. Most schools in North and South Carolina start back toward the end of the month. So most of September is actually a little slower for Walt Disney World. So that's really good in terms of crowds, especially if you're taking younger children who maybe aren't the most patient about waiting in long lines. Now, the My First Disney Getaway package includes 2-day tickets. Those are going to be for Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom. 2 nights in an all-star resort. If you're not familiar, Disney has 3 all-star resorts. One is Music, which is themed with music icons. You've got All-Star Movies, which features larger-than-life characters like Buzz and Woody from Toy Story. And there's All-Star Sports, which is going to have oversized soccer balls and footballs and all kinds of things. This package is also going to include a stroller rental and a merchandise bag. Again, this is for check-in Sunday through Wednesdays, August 11th through September 25th. You can see for a family of 3, they're estimating it's right at $1,000 to travel during those dates. One thing I wanted to point out about taking your child at that age, you know, it seems really young, but you really get kind of that magical phase. This is my oldest son, Nathan. He is 13 now. In his first trip to Disney, he turned 5 during that trip. And so you can see we had talked so much about Disney. In January that year, we started talking about we should take him to Disney for his 5th birthday. He was going to turn 5 in May. And so we started to kind of watch some videos on a lark. My husband decided, yeah, let's do this. So he had seen lots of pictures, and, you know, everybody, when they think of Disney, they think of Cinderella Castle. So this is actually Nathan's face. As we rounded the corner to start down Main Street, USA, that's his first glimpse of Cinderella Castle, and it's still one of my absolute favorite pictures of him. Just as an aside, now that he's 13, he wasn't too excited about going to Disney this year, but he turned into this same joyful little boy when we're there. So it's really good for teenagers too. Now, the second offer that's out for this fall is a room discount for fall and winter. On this, you book by September 29th. First stays September 1st through 28th, as well as Sunday through Thursday stays September 29th through November 7th. There's another half of this promotion if you book by Christmas Eve for stays November 10th through 12/24. you can see savings up to 20% on select rooms at the Walt Disney World Resort. Fall's a really great time to catch some different events like the International Food and Wine Festival, which is over at Epcot. That's very popular with adults. Over in Magic Kingdom, you have things like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and as you can see, Magic Kingdom is very decked out for fall. You've got light posts with lighted up Mickey pumpkins. There's some different things that go on. I don't know if you can see back here. There's some lighted up pumpkins and things. And then later on into the season, you see that swap over almost magically overnight from fall into Christmas for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Now again, this is booked by September 29th for stays September 1st through 28th, as well as Sunday through Thursday stays September 29th through 11/7, and booked by Christmas Eve for stays November 10th through 12/24. Now, I purposely saved this one for last because this is the promotion that most people are familiar with and the most excited about, and that is Disney's free dining offer. Disney has historically offered this every fall. Each year it varies in when it will be offered. This year it's actually for very, very specific dates. Those dates are September 1st through the 18th. That's going to be for a moderate or a deluxe resort stay. November 17th through the 27th, that would be for value, moderate, and deluxe resort stays. Or December 8th through 23rd, also for value, moderate, and deluxe stays. And what you get with that free dining plan is when you stay at a value resort or a moderate resort, you're going to get the quick service dining plan. The quick service dining plan provides 2 quick service meals and 2 snacks, plus a resort refillable mug for each guest in your party who's age 3 and older. If you're at a deluxe resort, that free one you're going to get is going to be the Disney dining plan. The Disney dining plan is going to give each member of your party a quick service meal, a table service meal, and 2 snacks, plus that resort refillable mug. And I just wanted to throw this in there. That's an example of something that you could get with 1 table service credit per person. This is breakfast at Ohana. That's one of my family's favorites. You can also, if you're staying at a value and a moderate and you would prefer to get that Disney dining plan where you get the table service meal, you can actually pay the difference to upgrade. And that's a good way to still see some savings. Now, I'm going to turn the camera around back to myself for a moment. Hey guys, to explain why in some cases it's actually better to go ahead and book early for savings. So I have 2 families who are traveling this November, and unfortunately their travel dates don't fall within the free dining dates like we hoped they would. However, they do fall within the 20% off promotion. So when I went to check to see if that would help them out any, their price actually increased by $300. And I was like, what is this? Why is it doing that? And then it hit me. They booked early. They booked about this time last year for this November. So any increase that we saw was actually the difference in ticket pricing. Ticket pricing historically goes up a couple of times a year. Typically in February we see that happen. So because they had booked early, they actually got in ahead of that ticket increase, and so they're saving money even without that promotion simply because they booked early. Both of those guests have had over a year now to pay off their package, which is really helpful. Deposits on packages are $200. You have until 30 days before you travel to pay in full. So you can see when you book early, you're actually going to have a long period of time to make payments on your trip. It makes it a whole lot easier than waiting until like now to book for a fall trip because you're only going to have a couple of months to pay in full instead. Another thing to note, some other folks who had just recently booked did see savings with some of the fall promotions. So they still saw savings even waiting a little closer in to book. So I'm not trying to tell you to wait till the last minute to book or book earlier. Booking earlier, in my opinion, is still going to yield the biggest savings. But if you wait and book, I would say this time of year, you're still probably going to see some savings at least this year. Now, keep in mind, promotions vary from year to year. There is no guarantee ever that Disney will offer a promotion for any time that you're going to be traveling. Typically, there is one, but there is never a guarantee that Disney will offer any promotion more than once. This year has been different. We've seen free dining offered twice for some dates back in the spring and then again for this fall. So it just varies. I would say the best way to save is to book early. You have a longer period of time to pay. You're going to get in ahead of any ticket increases, and you're not at the mercy of whether or not they offer a promotion. If they do, that's to your advantage. If they don't, you're still going to see a greater savings. So if you have any questions, if you're interested in pricing anything for this fall, please let me know. You can comment below this video with your name, or you can send me a private message to my page, and I'll respond to those as quickly as I can this afternoon. So you guys have a great Monday, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.